Hi everybody, welcome to Comics Q&A with Matt Price and Kyle Roberts. And this week we're going to talk about a huge graphic novel that's going to become a huge movie. What's our question, Kyle?
Yeah, here's the question. The Watchmen movie is coming out next week. What's the graphic novel about?
That's right, the graphic novel Watchmen is the basis for the upcoming Zack Snyder movie. And Watchmen's a very acclaimed graphic novel. It was named one of Time Magazine's 100 greatest novels, which was, everything, not just graphic novels. So basically it starts out, it's written by Alan Moore, drawn by Dave Gibbons. Starts out as kind of a murder mystery. This superhero, the comedian, is killed in New York, and one of his former colleagues, Rorschach, is investigating his murder. He thinks there is someone attempting to kill all the former superheroes. So that is how it begins, but then it develops into something even far more.
Right, and what kind of separates this from other superhero stories and other graphic novels is each character has some huge flaws in them.
Much more examines sort of the psychological underpinnings of superheroics than anything before it, and a lot of things since. Alan Moore looks at these people and says, what would motivate them to do this? Why do they think this is what they need to do? And sort of metaphorically says, people who think they need to change the world or take over the world or impose their will on others, what is their psychological reason for doing so?
Yeah.
You want to talk about some of the characters?
Yeah, we got Rorschach, Night Owl, Dr. Manhattan. He kind of can sense where he's at right now, but also see everything in the past and present, and that's kind of a different
yeah, he's a
character.
He's sort of an atomic-powered Superman type character. He was imbued with all these powers and was really the only super-powered character in the novel. Most of the other people are just people who've dressed in costumes and trained themselves. He's the one with superpowers, and it's his presence that sort of changes the world, and so you have an alternate history, where energy is developed differently, entertainment, history, politics, all these things have developed differently because of essentially the introduction of Dr. Manhattan. You also have these superheroes in the 40s, which is a variant from our world, but the world really diverged quite a bit with the introduction of Dr. Manhattan. You also got Night Owl, who was Rorschach's former partner, who is actually the second Night Owl, who's inspired by a 40s hero to become Night Owl. And he's sort of the Batman or Blue Beetle of this world with lots of toys and gadgets. And, he's got an owl ship and various other
you
instruments.
got the comedian, which is, like you said, is where the story kind of starts off with his death.
And then flashbacks through and sort of talk about his character all the way through. And he's a very dark hero. I mean, some of the things he does in the course of the book are almost irredeemable, yet the book goes a long way to try to explain why did he make these decisions and what kind of person was he. Yeah. So you've also got the two Silk Spectres, the mother from the 40s and the daughter from the 1985. Both of them were costumed heroes, and the mother kind of pushed the daughter into it. And you've got Ozymandias, the smartest man in the world, he's called, and he was one of the superheroes. He retired before they were forced to retire and sort of built his celebrity into becoming a hugely successful businessman. And I guess those are kind of your main characters. That's pretty much what you've got. There's some other minor characters that filter in, and the book is very dense. You've got sections of text, you've got sections of art that it's mostly done on a 9-panel grid, and occasionally they'll break the grid to show you a particular image that you need to pay more attention to. Just technically, it's very, very good. There's a lot of things you can recognize about the pacing of the book. A lot of things you can learn just about how you can make a comic book that a lot of other comic books haven't been able to do.
Yeah, it's very, obviously, when you see the movie, you're going to understand that it's very dark. It's very, philosophical.
Yeah.
It's written very well. So I haven't seen the movie yet. You have. You got to see it in L.A.
Technically, I can't talk about my thoughts on the movie until the movie actually is released, but do look for my review in the Oklahoman the day of release. But it's based on the graphic novel, and Snyder has said in interviews his attempt was to stay very true to it. So it's a good time to pick up the book and get it read before you see the movie if you want to be caught up on the world of the Watchmen before you go to see the film. It's very acclaimed, won a Hugo Award, has won all kinds of comic book industry awards, and is definitely one that's worth checking out. So if you want to see kind of an alternate take on 1985, a thrilling superhero mystery, and a dark look at the psychological underpinnings of what makes somebody try to watch over others, then Watchmen is the book for you. So that's
about it.
On this one. Yeah. So for Comics Q&A, I am Matt Price. This is Kyle Roberts. Thanks for watching.
see it.